Hello everybody and welcome back to another blind commentary of Overlord Season 2, Episode 7, Blue Roses. Now that sounds like a faction title. I hope that they are going to introduce a faction in this, or they are going to, talk about another faction in this episode, because I want to get more into the politics and actual inter-characteral drama. So, because that's what the show does quite well, so that would be rather entertaining. So, yeah, let's get on with this episode. Interesting. Actually, now that a random note, because somebody actually linked me a level chart where they showed the levels of all of their characters, or all of the important characters, and it showed that most of the Pleiades members are around level 50, if I remember correctly, and all of the Guardians and Ainz, they are level 100, which is actually rather surprising that the Guardians also are level 100 at the same level, at the maximum level, so they are at the same comparable strength as the other players were. That's kind of surprising to me. But it's actually what's more surprising is the fact that Nabe is able to use level 7 magic even though she's only level 50. Only level 50. You know, it's rather surprising that in that manner. Well, at the very least they are introducing a new character, so I wonder exactly what his role is and what his purpose in this story will eventually be. I do believe that he will be playing a central role, because this show doesn't do Chekhov's guns, so they are definitely setting him up for something. I just wonder what exactly. That's not exactly the most organic way of giving backstory, but at the very least they are giving backstory for the boy. It's at the very least something, and it just creates some intrigue about the character, so it's fine. Well, they are certainly making this guy seem like a very unpalatable asshole, so that's at the very least rather successful. They are making him seem like a really big douche very successfully. Though, to what ends, I exactly wonder. Oh, that's a familiar face. I feel like I noticed the other character as well. Was she in the Eight Fingers? No? Was she? God dang, how can I be so forgetful? Oh well, I think all will be clear in due time. I mean, it's pretty likely that she was opposed to the Eight Fingers, so... I was actually wondering whether Blue Rose would be the adventuring group that did the arson in the previous episode. So, they did. That means that the title of the episode is actually rather cool, and we could probably learn quite a bit more, I wonder. It would be nice to learn some more, so here's hoping for that.
8本指の剣ね。私たちが黒粉の原料を栽培していた村の畑を焼き払ったところまではいいわよね。
I wonder exactly if they're going to talk about more about the black dust and what it exactly does, because I just happen to have a fascination for narcotics in this kind of manner, that what exactly their effects are and what they are causing and their side effects and all that kind of fun stuff. They are rather interesting. As someone who likes world building, that's just something that I would appreciate.
ラキウスたちには本当に感謝してかな。
おとり？
八本指は8つの組織に分かれているのよね。
麻薬や
It's actually also pretty nice that we get some additional information about the Eight Fingers in this kind of manner as well, because we are sorely lacking more information about them, so it's pretty cool to... It's useful to get more information about them, so I appreciate it.
霊売買密輸
待ってくれているかは知っているわ。でも無謀なことは決してしないでね。これはお願いじゃなく命令よ。もしあなたに何かあったら。
So, in the first half of this season, we saw a romance in the Lizard... Well, romance, it was rather direct in the Lizard Men arc, but now we get another type of romance. It's a kind of amusing how different moods the show can have at different episodes. It's at the very least very refreshing to get once again a change of pace.
とにかく召喚も放っておけない。
出るのも恐ろしいのでしょう。ですが安心してください。この私セバスが守ってみせます。
I really hope that Sebas will be fine until the end of the show, because otherwise I will be heartbroken if he eventually dies. That would be really sad.
あなたにどのような危険が迫ろうと、そのすべてをキーな目で見られるのではないですか。
つまり偽装工作の一環だと。
その通りです。偽装。
That is a rather interesting aspect, that they are using it as a diversion, so that basically it would make sense for them to have a servant as well. So it makes sense. That's a rather interesting way of looking at it. So yeah, it's rather smart.
その一環までアインズ様に許可を求めては、それぐらい自分でにも程がある。そもそもこの法律は黄金と名高きラナー王女の尊き。
Well, at the very least, the corruption is very, very obvious. I don't mind the corruption being so obvious, even though it's very much on the nose. But that's just fine, because it was rather evident that there would be quite a bit of corruption in the city earlier. So it just makes sense. I don't mind it. It's fine, even though it's very blatant.
まあまあ落ち着いてください。そういう発言は許されるものではないが、あるのか？
はい。
How intimidating. Okay then. Well then. It certainly was an interesting setup episode, and while I am kind of disappointed that we didn't get really any... Well, we got some minor information about the Blue Rose. It's completely... It's a fine enough of an episode, so... It's a fine enough of an episode, that much I can say, but it's mostly just a setup episode. And while we did get some more information about the Warriors of the Kingdom, more specifically about Climb, I am inclined to say that I am very lukewarm on this episode. It's mostly, like I've said now a few times, a setup episode. We got some character development for him and for the princess, and about their relationship, and we got some budding romance as well, which is fine enough, I suppose. And we got some more information about the Eight Fingers and the Blue Rose, but very little overall. And just in general, there was not really that much content in this episode. So it's very... rather mediocre episode, I would say. But it's a setup episode, so it's all kind of understandable, I would say. So, yeah, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see what it exactly brings with it. So yeah. That being said, I did like the latter half of it, which had Sebas and Solution and Tuare and all of their relationship, because that's rather interesting. So I quite liked that part of the episode. So yeah. Now, thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you all in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. Ganmu out. Thank you very much for watching.